Good morning, everyone. Hi, it's Candace Crock-Goldman. It is the 7th of August, 2019, and 58 years ago in the afternoon, I was born in Clovis, New Mexico, first child to my mother and father. Dad was in the Air Force, mom a beautiful immigrant from Germany. So half my family is German and Russian and Czech. And yeah, so today's my birthday, but I don't want to talk about that just yet. First, I want to thank those of you who have jumped on live here. I'm having fun doing these YouTube videos, and I'm always so pleased when people actually show up to listen. Hi, Nina. Thank you. Thank you, Pretty Dark, for showing up. My daughter says you should plan these, and yeah, I don't know. I don't plan that's not true. I don't plan very well. I guess the better thing to say is I enjoy being spontaneous. And not only do I enjoy being spontaneous, much of what I like to share with these live videos is the things that are currently happening with me right now, and with clients right now, and with the energies that I'm sensing and feeling right now. Having the quantumhealers.com community and having it for a long time. I mean, we are in the 11th year of this same group. We started out just focusing on Dolores Cannon's work, and after her death, we expanded. And there's 11 of you watching right now. There's so many 11s today, even though it's the 7th. Today's going to be a lot about 11. And I'll talk about that in a little bit. And this is not going to be a long video, really isn't. Hi, Susan. I get to see you very soon, don't I? Hi, Pedro. Beautiful Pedro. Thank you for jumping in and saying happy birthday. So nice to have you, and always your support, your wonderful, heartfelt support. I wanted to talk just a little bit about this idea of integrity. See if I can do this without crying, because this is an emotional topic for me. Hi, Kenny. Thank you for showing up. So what I know about my life, purpose, and path, not only does it have to do with assisting other healers, and in that way, certainly, and being a teacher in that way, but in a horizontal way, okay? Not as an above everybody way, a horizontal sort of gatherer of others to teach, to learn. But I also know that my journey very much is about integrity. This lifetime, this human lifetime of mine. You know, we all have some big themes going on in our lives, right? You know, a lot of clients I see, it's about abandonment, it's about, speaking, it's about letting your voice be heard, it's about freedom, it's about a lot of things. Integrity is right up there for my life path in a number of ways. And this has not been easy at all. I've had to learn many lessons, very many personal lessons, as most of us humans do. I'm going to say hi to everyone. Hi, Tony. Tony is my sweet friend who gave me a couple of these. Maybe I wish I could set it right here. Oh gosh, look, it had a little chip on there. I'm sorry. Tony sent me these birds. Yeah, a couple of these beautiful red birds. And Corinna and Jen and Karuna. So nice to have you here. So anyway, integrity. I want to talk a little bit about it because it's been in my field. It especially came up a little bit in my field yesterday when I got to meet the extraordinary, the amazing, the even better in person than on YouTube friend of mine, Shane Robinson from Unbiased and On the Fence. he and Sherry were on their way up to Isetti. They're actually driving the whole way up to see James Gilliland and the gang up at Isetti for an event. And there was no way that I could go to this year. There's too much stuff going on here at the farm and with my family. And I knew that I couldn't go, but I got to have some pizza lunch with Shane and Sherry yesterday, and integrity ended up being part of the conversation. And then that theme kind of carried on, and I started thinking about it, and I saw some other posts around in some groups and communities, and I started really thinking about it, and we talked about it at length. And I made some notes, and I wanted to talk about it. But I did want to very much mention that I'm not crowing here and wanting to wear some sort of badge about being, 100% completely integrous my entire life. No, I've had to learn my very painful, very humbling lessons about integrity throughout my life. Hopefully I've got most of that figured out, but I wanted to talk about it because I think it's coming up for a lot of people. And when I think about integrity, I want to talk about the word authentic. I made some notes, but there's this space inside of us that's integrity. And I think maybe we're born as humans with this, this little seed of integrity within us. And then what we do and the decisions we make and how we act in situations throughout our life, we have the opportunity of either, nurturing that seed and having something beautiful grow, or depriving it, or stomping on it, or poisoning it with our choices. Another reason I'm talking about this is I happened to watch a couple of Carrie Cassidy's shows recently, and I was impressed by some of the things she was talking about and some of the statements she made. And they were so beautiful, but one of the main statements she made was, because a lot of people, and I myself, consider her very brave. She investigates, she makes some conclusions, she shares information, knowing it's quite dangerous to be doing that in this world. Anybody who's watching any of what's going on in this world, that because of the agenda from the powers that were, as Magenta Pixie likes to point out, make sure to call them that. And with some of the people who are still not quite aware of the larger picture of things, it can be quite dangerous, truly dangerous, to 100% stand in maybe vocal integrity. And so people make choices. And people make choices, they say things, they stand in solidarity with others when they can, and other times they don't say much. And what I liked about what Carrie said, which was so interesting, was she said, they're not going to shut me up, they're going to have to kill me. Strong words. But she softens that by saying some of these people that she talks to knows that they're in a different position than she is. They actually have families, and they have to think about what that would mean to their families. I mean, serious stuff now, truly. People are, being suicided and some other really awful things out there in the world. She feels protected. She also feels quite sure of her path, and acknowledges that this is an easier decision to make when you aren't feeding a family or have a partner or children, right? So anyway, I found that quite interesting, and kudos to Carrie. I want to mention something that I've noticed for several years that I haven't really talked about out loud too very much. And it was after having lunch with my beautiful friend, Shane. Now, those of you who know him very well, and he has an excellent heart. He calls his entire channel Unbiased and On the Fence. And I was really thinking about that on the drive home from being in town yesterday. So unbiased and on the fence. Another way of thinking about that is neutral, being neutral, right? And it's true. You can be neutral, you can be unbiased, you can be sitting on the fence and sort of just listen to what people say. Or you can be on one side or another of, name your fence, right? It can be just kind of anything. Feeling strongly about something. But I've heard this word neutral being used in a rather, let's say, concerning way. And what am I talking about? Well, I've heard a variation of this statement for a number of years now out there. And I think it's a cop-out. Now, not always, but when it's said in this way, this neutral thing, it is a cop-out. What am I talking about exactly? It's when you go along against your own integrity for a self-serving agenda. And it may be a human thing to do this in degrees throughout our life. But here's what I know for sure, for absolute sure. The more you wake up, the less this is possible. The absolute less this is possible. So once where you could say to yourself, to kid yourself that you're being neutral about something because it makes something easier in your world or it benefits you in a very singular way. I'm going to be neutral with this group in this situation because it benefits me to do that here. And over here, I'm going to be a different kind of neutral with a different kind of group because it benefits me over here. And I don't think it's really those things, right? I'm not really sure that's being neutral. I think a lot of that is bowing down or accepting things that might be, if one might, in this situation is being honest with themselves, is going against their integrity. And again, I think this is very human and people make choices. Hey, been there, right? But the thing I wanted to talk about a little bit is that I find that as people become more and more awakened, they become more and more integrous. And these choices that seemed neutral are no longer able to be stomached. And I find that very brave and wonderful. I made some notes. So that place inside of us, right? You know what that place is. And I'm not the only one who speaks about integrity, but I wrote some thoughts down. I'm going to share them. So integrity is doing the wise and compassionate thing when no one else is agreeing with you. Been there. Been there, been very alone. Been there. How about you out there? Oh, I want to say hi to everyone. Hi, Joan. Hi, beautiful Joan. Give that kiss to Laura. Hi, Jenny. Hi, Natalie. Hi, Julie. Thank you all so much for joining in. If I'm missing anyone, I'm sorry. I need to get out of here by 15 minutes. Go picking up Dad and having lunch with Dad and a good friend of mine. But I want to go through this really quickly. Well, fairly quickly. Having integrity is doing the right thing, even when it's painful and a very long pain. And here's one that I'm not going to say why. I'm not going to say why, but I'm going to say I know this next part. I know this next part better than almost anyone I might know of. And that is doing the right thing, even when no one else knows. No one else even knows. And you don't feel like you have to tell. You don't feel like you have to wear it as an award or a badge or whatever. When you do the right thing and nobody even knows that you did the right thing. That's a really beautiful gift that actually is part of the thing that sustains my life force and helps me keep going in my life. And that was not an easy road for me to feel that, but I have that, and now that I have that, it's a gift. It's a real gift. Integrity. Integrity is being kind, even when you see people around you, a lot of people, maybe even most people around you being unkind. Being kind anyway. That's integrity. And here's one. Integrity is being kind and loving, even when you do not feel loved yourself. And you have this sense of wanting maybe to, be unkind too, because you're getting a lot of blows. Doesn't make you feel any better when your integrity is really blossoming. And it only, in my estimation, brings that down. This is probably my last point that I wrote down. And having real integrity is even when the loudest voices around you, the most authority around you, and all of your friends around you disagree with something that you feel deep within you is integrous, is standing in it anyway. There is it's scary, but it's also very delicious to be in that place. It's delicious because that's really knowing yourself. It's really knowing yourself. Even when all of those seek to weaken you or change you or compromise your principles, that's integrity. And I think it happens more and more for us as we awaken. I think just as you awaken, that part of you inside of you that's got integrity, the integrity zone in you gets bigger and bigger as we awaken. And I think if you don't allow that to grow, you dampen some of that awakening potential. At least that's the way it feels with me. Jill says, she's 63, and it's a mystery to many that she sees. Because of social media. We won't know the effects of social media for 10 years. I don't know about that. I think social media just in the last few years has shown me many lessons about integrity, a lot of lessons actually. So agreed. All right, so it's my birthday and a couple fun things happen. I'm going to switch gears and wrap this up because I kind of want to be out of here in the next 10, 12 minutes or so. So I woke up very early thinking about Dolores Cannon, my teacher. And I don't know why. I mean, anyway, first thing I do, and I'm like, I didn't want to wake up that early. It was very early. It was before 5. I wasn't ready to kind of get out of bed, but I was wide awake. I really felt her energy. And I grabbed my phone and looked. It was a propulsion to go look at, and I knew I would have messages today. It's my birthday. But I went to the very first one that for some reason, caught my eye because I felt Dolores was kind of pushing me. And the really fun thing is she pushed me straight over to Amanda Ellis. And Amanda Ellis is a channeler who lives in the UK. And if you all hear something, it's my cat over there who I'm going to be taking him to the vet tomorrow. He's got a little stuffy nose. I don't know why, but he's being rather loud. We're kind of a little whistling breathing over there in case you hear that. Anyway, Dolores was, I felt like she was tapping on my shoulder, and I went over to, I'd already had an idea of this, and I sent a message to Amanda yesterday. And I hadn't sent her a message like this before at all. As a matter of fact, I haven't even watched too many of Amanda's videos, although I know a lot of even my own friends, do watch her. Shane and I were talking about her yesterday, and I was listening to an Elvis channeling of hers yesterday, and I liked her energy, and I thought about it. And last night before bed, I sent her a quick message, and I had no idea if she'd even get it. I mean, she's a popular lady. I didn't know if she'd get it, if she'd see it. And I asked her if she'd ever channeled Dolores. And if she hadn't, maybe consider that a request or something. It just kind of, this idea came to me. And when I woke up this morning, that was the first thing that I saw, was that she had responded to me. And it felt very much like I was in the Dolores energy. And I had, at 5 a.m., I'm having a chat with a live chat. She just happened to be chatting with me a little bit about that. And so I'm not going to answer for her about what we chatted or what she said about that. But let's just say I was happy to start my way that day, chatting with this lovely lady. And Dolores kind of has stuck around. And I was thinking about birthdays, and I was happy that Dolores was here. It was my birthday. And then that Facebook memory came up of the yellow roses. If any of you are on Facebook, go to my timeline. I had an amazing thing happen last year on my birthday. It has to do with the yellow roses. But I was thinking about birthdays and Dolores's birthday. And I thought, you know what, it's my birthday. And here's something that a lot of people out there on Facebook and other places do for their birthday. As a matter of fact, I just sent some donations, because people will say, for my birthday, please, I would like for you to donate this or for that or for the other. And, and I think that's a great thing. But I woke up this morning and I thought, I'm going to give away something for my birthday. And I'm going to absolutely do that. And here's what I'm going to give away. Actually, a couple of things. I want to give away an absolutely free BQH course today on my birthday as a birthday gift to me, for somebody else to be gifted with this course. And here's the way I'm going to play that one. I'm going to take the 11th email that I get. Only send one email. I don't know when people are going to start to send them. This is who knows? Some people might start sending an email now. Some people may watch this in a little bit and watch the replay and send an email. But I'm going to pick the 11th email that I get that has the subject line "Happy Birthday, Candace" on it. About the BQH course or whatever in the inside, throwing their hat in that ring. And one email only. I'll just start counting at some point when I get to my emails later on today. And I want to give away a free class. But for those of you who still might be interested in the class, I want to start by saying people ask us almost every day, are you planning on any sales or any specials? And the answer is no. I mean, no, we don't. I gave, there was a special out for Dolores's birthday, but see, that's where this came in. Dolores was like, hey, how about do the same thing for your birthday? She was kind of poking me about that. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. So that's actually a very honest answer, is I didn't plan this at all. It just seemed like a really fun thing to do, but I'm only going to make it live for 24 hours. Well, right at 24 hours. So what I'm going to do for my birthday is I'm going to create, I'll put it below this video after it, when I, write in the description and everything, but birthday code, CCG Bday. So my initials, Candace Craw Goldman, and then Bday, all in capital letters. And I'm going to give, for 24 hours, $111 off the BQH course, which is a $333 value currently the price is $333. So for 24 hours, and that is -5 GMT time. So till noon tomorrow, all the way into the Lion's Gate, right? So I thought it'd be fun, right? Bring more people into our community during this really incredible time. It's all, my birthday is always the day before Lion's Gate, and August is always an incredibly energetic and amazing month for me. And I plan for the rest of the month to be that way as well. I also want to give a shout out to my friend David Manning, who is going to be doing the Lion's Gate meditation tomorrow, and I'm going to be live on that call. If you all don't know David Manning Energy Work, he does amazing things in the group field. I've learned a lot from him. He's a kind and magical man, and I highly recommend checking out his Lion's Gate meditation for tomorrow. I'll definitely be doing that. Yes, which emails? Yeah, everyone's saying which email. I'll put that in the things too. Priscilla asks me that because she knows I've got like how many email addresses. I'm going to make it my name, CandaceCrawGoldman@gmail.com. That's CandaceCrawGoldman@gmail.com. No hyphens. CandaceCrawGoldman@gmail.com. Yeah, so one email, just send one. I'm not going to do the lots of other emails with the subject line "Happy Birthday" or "Happy Birthday, Candace" or whatever for BQH. Put BQH in there somewhere, BQH, of course, because getting a lot of other birthday kind of greetings, and it'll be fun to sift through them all and find the 11th one that has to do with this fun. And you know what? And look at all the 11s. I mean, you can't see this, but I can. I'm pointing right now to the thumbs up. I have 11 thumbs up. So much fun. 11, absolutely. Somebody actually asked me, or I think it was in another video somewhere, they had a dream and they said 11 is your ascension number, and I thought, well, it's almost certainly mine. It was the 1111 kind of number prompt that got me really looking at that all the way back in the 1980s. And back when I had no idea what that was, my brother, right before his very sudden passing of an accident, was pointing that out to me. He was like, have you noticed this? That every time you look at a clock, it's either 111 or 1111. And I actually, back then in 1988, 1989, I said, no, I didn't notice that. Well, after all of the events surrounding my brother's incredible, spectacular leaving of the planet at the tender age of 26, which was horrific, but also propelled me into not only this work, but into my own awakening. I started noticing the 1111s everywhere. And at first, you know what I said? I said, that's my brother telling me hello. I took it completely personally, right? Like that's my brother's secret message to me is the 1111. And it took a number of years for me to understand other people were seeing the 1111 as well. So that's just a little fun personal journey story for me. And you know what? Look, it was 10:29. I wanted to kind of be done at 10:30, and it's right up there. So I want to thank all of you who showed up. I want to make sure I don't have any questions I need to answer. I'm looking like this because I've got, the bifocal glasses or the aggressive glasses. And you know what? By the way, my wonderful friend and colleague, Milena O'Connor, if you all miss out on winning or whatever, and feel like what about way I didn't make that. She's actually offering 3 BQH sessions. Of course, that's the other end of the deal, but she's offering 3 free BQH sessions. And for those of you who might be sitting on the fence about possibly taking the course, one of the very cool things that happens is a lot of BQH practitioners swap with each other when they practice. So, there's a way. There's a way. And for my own sessions, I'm opening up my appointment book. I'm literally not opening up my appointment book until the 1st of September. And I'm going to start booking sessions again there too. And I'm going to have to start saying this too. I may just even say it out loud right now too, though. But, my dad, who's still living at home with caregivers for a few short hours every day, and I check on him a lot. Dad is, I got to pay attention to my dad. He's going to be 89 next month. And the short-term memory is really, it's getting difficult. And I don't know what that means for me. And I'm going to start by saying, I'm already finding that I'm having to deal with, at the last minute, I'm having to do some last minute dad things every once in a while that mucks up my schedule and my day. So I'm just going to kind of say that out there. People, and there's all kinds of other practitioners who may not have a volatile situation in their life. So please, if you want a session, we've got a great group of healers at quantumhealers.com. All right, well, I'm off. Thank you so much for helping me celebrate my birthday. Remember, CCGBD, capital letters. Go to quantumhealers.com/BQH to learn more about BQH and press the enroll button. Again, good for 24 hours only, please, which is about noon Central Time tomorrow. That's GMT -5 time. All right. See y'all later. Thanks so much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. Bye, everyone.